After a long 2 weeks time, I'm uploading another video. Actually, I was so busy with my gigs during this festive season that I could not upload any of my videos. I'm extremely sorry for that. But today, I'm going to share with you a fantastic mentalism effect with flowers and numbers, both combined together. And I'm quite sure you will love to perform this trick for your viewers. Hello everybody, I'm Kaushik Biswas and you are watching my channel Kaushik Biswas Magic. Every week I'm uploading several magic and mentalism tutorials on this channel. So if you love magic, if you want to learn magic or mentalism, please support me by subscribing my channel. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and write in the comments how much you enjoyed watching this tutorial or if you have any questions regarding this mentalism effect. Also, don't forget to strike the bell icon for new upload notifications. Join as a member in order to get some exclusive magical secrets, professional magical secrets every week. Without much ado, let me perform this trick for you first and then I'll show you how to do it. So this is how I present this to my spectators. Let us assume that the spectators are here and you invite somebody to sit beside you to participate in this test. You ask your spectators that do you believe that numbers do not have impact only on human lives, but what the numerology says that it has impact on the nature as well. Now let us conduct a test of flowers and numbers. Flowers are natural objects and numbers, when put together, we can have a wonderful effect. We can have a conducted fantastic test. Now you tell them that in this envelope I have got some cards. And as you can see, there are names of flowers and also some numbers are written on them. Some names of flowers are there, numbers are there, and you can give it a mix. Now, as the spectator is giving this cards quick mix, now you show them a die. You say that however you mix it, it really doesn't matter because there is nothing to do about these cards. There is nothing to do about these numbers because everything is going to happen in your mind. So saying, you say that you'll understand what I mean by that. When it is returned to you, you just put them like so, here, like so, and here you can just put it like this. You can just put it in any order you like, and you can even switch places of some of these cards, doesn't matter. And you say that the cards are now in a straight line and you are going to think of a number. Now you can think of any number you like, but in order to make this test short so that it doesn't become boring, you think of a small number. Say within 25, just think of a number and take this die and put it on top of any one of these cards. Now let us say that the spectator is thinking of 8 and he puts this on, say, here, on lotus. Now you say that though you are thinking that it is a free choice, absolutely free choice, this lotus, this flower is a free choice, though you are thinking of the number, you think that it is a free choice, but there is some external force acting upon you. What is the number you are thinking of? You can tell me. Now he says 8. You tell him that, all right, that is excellent. Now what we are going to do is we have to count to 8 position with this die. Now how to count? Now you can count 1, 2, 3 like so, or you can count 1, 2, 3 and like this. So your die is sitting on lotus and you start counting, and when you reach to the end of any one of these lines, you have to just go back in the opposite direction as I have shown you. So he's thinking of 8 and his die is here, so he counts to 8. So he counts, for example, he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So he ends up on lotus. You say, that is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Now you have ended your count on lotus. Let us see that what is written at the back of these flowers. Now this is a 5, as you can see, and the rose has a 3, and this lily has 21, and this has a 17 written on its back. Now, do you know a strange thing? All these numbers are odd numbers. 21, 3, 5, 17, all are odd numbers. But somehow you ended up at lotus, and it contains the number 12, which is an even number. Isn't it strange? It is strange. And in this envelope, I have one card. That was my prediction, and it also says 12. Strange. Numerology is really, really very strange. What do you think? I hope you enjoyed the effect, and now let me explain you how to do it. And for this you need 6 blank visiting cards or blank business cards. These are blank on both sides. You need an envelope, and this was handy because it was lying on my table, so I'm using this. But you can use any borrowed object, small object like a coin, a ring, anything you get from the spectators will work. Now, how to prepare this? Notice very carefully. Now, these have names of flowers on one side. Now, what you can do is you can use names of, there is another card here. Yes, that is the prediction card. We'll get back to this prediction card a little later. Now, these are the names of flowers I'm using, but you can use names of celebrities. You can use names of colors or food, whatever you feel like. Now, here I have tulip, and on one side of the prediction card I have written tulip. And on the back of, say, lotus, this card, on the back of lotus, I have written 12. And on the back of tulip, that is the prediction card, I have written 12. Now, the idea is you are going to force either the word tulip or the number 12. Any one of these two will be forced to the spectators. So these are the names I have written here, and this is the prediction. Here is tulip and here is 12. We'll put it here inside the envelope. Now, you have to note one point is that on the back of this tulip, you can write any odd number. Any odd number. I have written 5. But on any one of the remaining names, for example, this lotus, I have written 12. Remember, this forced number is written at the back of lotus. So these two are important. So this contains 5, contains the forced name on the back, that is tulip. And this contains, this lotus, any name, any other flower, name of a flower. This contains the other forced number, that is 12. This much is important. Other than this, the remaining cards like lily, rose and sunflower have any odd numbers written at the back. Any odd number that comes to your mind. Not a very big number, small numbers are good. So this goes inside this, as well as this are put inside. But when you take out the cards, these cards are into the play. You are using these cards for the test. The spectators are aware of the sixth card, which is a prediction card, that is 12 written at the back and tulip written on the other side. Remember which side is facing up. In this case, tulip is facing up, so it is placed like so. Now here, what you need to do is, here we have these numbers, and the lotus should be facing up with the first number facing down. That is important. And this tulip should be facing down. That means, in other words, the first number and the first name should be facing down. And you turn any one of these numbers, names, facing up, and this should be facing up with the names of flowers written on them. Once again, let me explain you. See, this contains lotus, which is any X name. X name, we can call it a random name of flower. But it has a first number, that is 12, written at the back. So the 12 is facing down. The other first name, that is tulip, is also facing down. So it goes on top of this. Now, any one of these remaining cards with the odd numbers written at the back, you can turn it face up and put it here. And these two goes like so. So this is the setup. Now, this goes on top of the prediction card here, that is already here. And while taking out these cards, only these cards are taken out because they are going to be used for the test. And the spectators are unaware of this prediction card. Now you can hand this over to any spectator for a quick mix. They should not turn them over, however. So they are given a mix. Now when it is returned to you, you need to put them on a straight line very casually. But you have to remember one thing, that the first number and the first name should be on the second and fourth position from your left side. For example, suppose after the mix they have given it to you, you put it like so, and then you put this like so, and you know that at the back of the 5 is the first name, tulip, so you put it here. And you know at the back of lotus is the first number, that is 12, you put it here. And you put this lily, which is any random name of a flower, is here. So you see that from my left side, this is my left side, the second card has a first number at the bottom. This is third card, and in the fourth card has the first name at the bottom. These two positions are important. You can put them very casually, and you can even mix the other cards, not these two cards. For example, you say you can put it in any way you like. You can put it in any way you like. See, again, I have shifted these two cards, but again they are in the second and in the fourth position. So this is how you have to set it up on the table. Now you hand this over to a spectator and ask him to think of a number, any small number within 25. Now two things can happen. He can think of an odd number or an even number. And he's thinking of a number. Let us say that he's thinking of an odd number, say 11. And you ask him to put it on top of any one of these cards. Let us say he has placed it here. Now 11 is an odd number. You have to check mentally whether that odd number ends up in the odd card or not. For example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will the 11 is an odd number, so it ends up or should be ending up on either this first name or this first number. In order to check that, you can tell him that it is 11. You have to count it like so. So you count here 1, not from this card. It is here, so you count from here. So you know that 1, which is an odd number, is on one of these first cards. These two are first cards, and he has said 11. So you show him how to count. You say that you count 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now, while doing it, you have checked that on 1, which is an odd number, it falls on one of these odd cards. That means when he will count 11, it will also fall on any one of these two first cards. Let us check. So you start from here. 1, which is an odd number. 1 is an odd number, and it is a first card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, it is automatic. It is one of these first cards. Again, let us say that he is thinking of another odd number, say 5, and he has placed it here. Now he can move this direction or this direction, and he said 5, which is an odd number. So you say that you have to count like so. So you count 1 from the next card, or you count 1. You know, 1 is an odd number and it is falling on one of the first cards. I hope I have made it clear. So you can count like this. So he counts 5 in any order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He will always end up on any one of these two first cards. Now, if he ends up here, lotus, you say that, fantastic. Now you know that the number has been forced. So what you say? You say that all these cards have numbers at the back. See, Lily has 21 at the back. This has a 5, this has a 3, and Sunflower has a 17. These are all odd numbers. And you have ended up on 12, which is an even number. Very, very strange. And do you know what? I knew that you will end up on this card because it is numerology. So saying, you don't slide out the card like this because you know tulip side is facing up. You turn this over and you just pour out the card, and this is 12, and it is a perfect match. They can check the envelope. Now let us take another situation. Again, I'm putting it back here, this prediction card with 12 written at the back. Now, he is thinking of an even number, and he has placed the card, the die over here. Even number. So, he has to end up on an even, on these two cards. So, you don't count from here because it is a first card, but it is 1. If you say 1 on top of this, that is an odd number on the first card, it is not going to work. So you say that you count from here. 1, 2. 2 is an even number and it falls on the first card. So you say that, oh, fantastic. You have placed it here and you are thinking of, let us say that he is thinking of 8. So you count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he will end up here. Another example. he is thinking of another even number, say 10, and he has placed it here. Now you say that 1, 2. Mentally you will check that 2, which is an even number, falls on one of the first cards. So you say that you count from the next card, either from this side or from this side. So he counts 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again he falls on one of the first cards. Now in this case you say that's fantastic. You have ended up on this card, and you see that all these have names of flowers at the back. For example, this is sunflower, this is lotus, here we have a rose, here we have lily, but you have ended up on this, which is tulip. And you have ended up on the right card, which I have predicted, tulip. So you can see that you can either force the number or the name of a flower or whatever names you have written. You can force any one of them, but each time it looks very, very natural and the effect is very strong. Sometimes if you are extremely lucky, now what can happen is this. This is 12 written at the bottom, and the spectator said 12. And he has placed it directly on top of this. Then you don't go into the counting. He said 12, he's thinking of 12 and he placed it here. You said fantastic. Or it may happen like this, that after the count you ended up on this and he's thinking of 12. You say fantastic, you are thinking of 12 and you have ended up on lotus, right? So this has 12 written at the back, while these have all the odd numbers. This is the only even number, and here you can see my prediction matches 100%. If you are lucky, it can happen. You don't need to count. He has placed it there and he is thinking of 12. This is a fantastic effect. Give it a try. It is very easy to follow. If you get confused with what I have said, just rewind the video and I'm quite sure you will like this. And this style looks fantastic, so I'm using this. You can use a talisman, you can use a Chinese coin that will create curiosity. But for an impromptu presentation, you can borrow any small object and perform this trick. I hope you liked it. See you again next time in the next video. Make people laugh and happy with your magic and mentalism. Bye bye.